A substitute teacher was just fired on the first day for making inappropriate content in the school for her page. And there's a lot of people with a lot of thoughts about it, including them themselves with a couple of response videos and a whole GoFundMe defending themselves. So I thought today we could go over the whole thing and try to decipher who exactly was hard done by here and how bad this content actually was. But before that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Once again, we're aiming for 300,000 by the end of the year. You guys showed out in the last video, I've got to be honest with you. Thank you guys so much. I usually start these videos off with like wee jokes and that, but today I just wanted to tell you how much I genuinely appreciate the support, so if you're not already subscribed, then be sure to join us. So we'll start with their Instagram account, which is like the only social media of hers that hasn't been taken down yet. The TikTok was deleted, or maybe it was taken down. Yeah, you can see here, even on their story just 3 hours ago, it was taken down. They've amassed a pretty impressive 120,000 followers, which is crazy because they're not like an influencer or anything. This is mostly just from the recent controversy. They call themselves a trendsetter, but they've used the $S, which is like really cool and epic, I guess. When we actually have a look at the content and what's gone on in this video, I don't think these are the trends that anyone really wants to be setting. Okay, so I guess they definitely had somewhat of a following before this whole thing happened, because an imposter of them was made like 2 years ago with over 3,000 followers. So they themselves, I'm sure, weren't like completely unknown, if that makes sense, but they weren't, you know, big by any means. Especially because Instagram is like, that's their thing. It's like their main social media. Like my Instagram is not exactly popping by any means. Go help out with that, by the way. But that's also not my social media. Like I'm a YouTuber first and foremost. Instagram is just really for stories of Prince, and that might be the best advertisement that you could give it. She also owns a clothing brand. Oh my god. So I was scrolling on the clothing brand for about 2 seconds, and then my Malwarebytes browser guard popped up and said, "Do not continue. The website has been blocked due to phishing." So you know what? I'm not sure I'm going to continue, actually. I don't think I'm going to have a look at that website. I'd recommend not buying this person's clothing if you're getting pop-ups like that. But anyway, we've pushed around the beat a little bit too much, so I feel as though we should have a look at the actual video that got this person fired from their first day as a substitute teacher. Just a heads up, obviously the original has been deleted because the account was taken down, but there is a re-upload of it. This is the substitute stud that was fired, full video.
Who would have ever thought? Yes, ma'am. Have a good day. Today was really a breeze. My kids ain't had to do too much.
Okay, a few things, right? One, you've just entered the school. It's your first day. The fact you're already comfortable enough to get your fucking phone out and start recording the environment is baffling to me. I feel like if you're going to vlog in school at all, which I wouldn't recommend you do even if you weren't there for 10 years. You know, if you're a student, then it's one thing. But if you're a fucking teacher, then like you're getting kids who haven't consented. A lot of them probably don't even know they're on a video of their teacher. Like imagine you're knocking about school and your teacher's filming a fucking vlog. It's not like evil shit by any means, but it is strange. I'd be a little put off by it. Especially because it's like, oh, it's deceptive. Because she does look like she looks very young. She looks like a student. That's not her fault, obviously. But I think she loves being told that she looks like a student. I think that's like part of her brand is that she looks proper young. But it's not even that I don't agree with the morals of filming children in school without their knowledge or consent. I don't think surely that's against the rules. I don't know if it's illegal, but like it's definitely not allowed in school. You know, I don't imagine there's any reputable schools in America that are like, yeah, teachers are allowed to come in and vlog their experience and just film children and put it up on their TikTok page with hundreds of thousands of followers without telling them. And third, but perhaps most importantly, like, we have to point out the elephant in the room here. That chain looks like shit. I mean, like, that is embarrassingly bad.
Today was really a breeze. My kids ain't had to do too much, man. To be honest, I let them do whatever they want to do. Yes, I'm that type of teacher.
What is going on there? Like, is she actually teaching? I don't think this is even real. Like, there's no students and there's no way there are students in the actual room. Like, you can hear her tap the pen onto the paper. So obviously there's audio coming from the video itself, and that we don't hear a lick from any of the children, which in a room full of children, surely there'll be some noise at least, you know what I mean? She's also not saying anything, like she's just posturing as though it's like if you're an NPC in a game and there's no voice acting in the game, so there's just like a text box here and they're just emoting. It's the most like basic emotes ever. Like imagine, or try to convey that you're talking without actually talking, and like the go-to is just She's essentially just doing that, man. Also, as bad as the chain is, it's like, I haven't even, it's tough to remember that they are in a school. Like, you can't be wearing that fucking, that's not a suitable work attire. I mean, again, it's not like a crime or anything, but it's just, it's one layer on the sandwich of inappropriateness that probably led to her getting fired. Oh, as well as like even her just saying, I don't even do anything. Like, I just let my students do whatever they want to do. When you say that, what exactly do you mean by that? Like, do you genuinely not teach them anything? Do they just come in and you say fucking do whatever? Do you like really boringly and lazily just give them a piece of paper to work on and go, fuck it, I can't be asked, here's some comprehension, do that shit? They were always the worst teachers, but I hated that shit. They're so fucking lazy. It would actually piss me the fuck off. I don't think that's what's going on here, but I don't think we can trust a word of what she's saying. Like, she's a substitute teacher, so she's been put in because one of the other teachers couldn't fucking make it that day. On top of that, she does look like a student. Like, if this was my school, being a substitute plus looking like a student, no one would have paid any attention whatsoever. Everyone would have been taking the piss, man. She wouldn't have fucking survived. Like, there would have been genuinely zero respect for the teacher at any point in that lesson, especially with that whack-ass fucking chain on. Look at them with their leg on the table like they're some fucking big boss as well. Thinking you're the fucking Sopranos when you're a substitute teacher in a high school that you're filming kids in without their consent.
Took me a little lunch break.
That is what a hell of a lunch break, that one. This is just a shite vlog as well. Like we're not actually getting any information here. I took a lunch break and then she just sits on a bench and looks behind her. Like, what is she so wary of? Are her ops pulling up to the school? Who are her ops? Children. The head teacher, I think. That's your biggest op as a substitute.
Yeah, they got it going on at this joint. They stay bound, okay then. Damn, shorty. Sheesh.
Yeah, that was a big, so this is like the worst part of it, I think. That was like the biggest reason for why she got fired. You can't be calling students shorty if you're a fucking teacher that works there. Like. And again, they're looking at the camera confused. Like, is this a teacher, a student? Why are they recording us in the hallway? Is this gonna like go up anywhere? I'm just like, she just looks proper, like you can tell that she's confused as to why she's being fucking recorded doing a cheerleading routine, I guess. How must she have felt when she eventually saw the video and she's getting called shorty by her teacher? It's like, yeah, you can't be doing that. I don't think this teacher's like a piece of shit by any means, but they deserve to get fired. Like, I'm not mad at them getting fired. To do all this on your first fucking day is incredibly audacious.
Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young, I look like one of them.
These school kids trying to take me down? What the fuck does that even mean, man? That's like the sort... Oh, I don't like that. Because look, I don't know if it's a reach to say, but that is the sort of thing you say if like, I don't know, if you're like a fucking dude and some girl slides into your DMs and then it turns out that they're like really young or whatever and you're like, oh, you're trying to get me arrested, you're trying to take me down. It's like that sort of vibe, you know what I mean? Especially because it was immediately after, oh, damn, shorty, sheesh. You know, I don't know exactly what she's trying to infer there. Like, what else could she possibly mean by that?
Young, I look like one of them. Appreciate it. You know, my little free time, I had to go out there and give me some little content, little feed check. Really just a chill fit today. Cause y'all know if it was up to me, I would have been rough and head to toe. Y'all know I ain't lying. But they did have a pep rally and came clutch. And that was the typical day.
I didn't even clock. What is this lunch, man? This is like the most childish lunch ever. This must be why they think you're a student. I don't think it's even like the actual like aesthetic of you. It's your fucking lunch. You've got what? Gatorade yellow. Shit flavor, by the way. Bottle of water. Respect that. Oh, I've just done the bare British thing of saying bottle of water. Fuck, I am the stereotype. That's so lame. I can't believe I just did that. A pack of Skittles. I think those are the sour variation though, so I respect that.
Who would have ever thought it?
Showing the actual school as well, incredibly fucking brave. Like, you've shown the school, you've shown the students, you're calling them shorty, you're saying they're gonna take you down. Yeah, you definitely deserve fired. Obviously, she got a lot of shit for this video, so she released a response. Let's have a look, shall we? Before I play this though, just bear in mind that on the original TikTok, this was the video immediately after the first day at school video, right? So just picture that. It's fucking hilarious that this is how that video starts.
As you guys may know, I am the substitute that was recently fired from teaching because of my TikTok. It's honestly so sad how sick the world is that you guys...
It's fucking hilarious. It's like, oh, welcome to my first day as a substitute teacher, and the very next video a few days later, I'm fired from teaching. It's like a pantomime, man.
Mischaracterized me fully without further context. I'm a content creator. I record everything I do, so it was typical for me. And as you guys know, if you create content, you will know that everything you see is not what you get. Majority of the content that you do see was recorded while I was alone. It looked as if I had a class, but I did not have a class in the school.
Don't flatter yourself. It did not look like you had a class. It was incredibly obvious that you were alone. There was no one on that bench. Like, during lunchtime, that bench would have been fucking swarmed. There's no way anyone was there. The only way no one was there is if you went up to a group of children and went, oh, sorry, guys. What I want to do here is more important than you getting your nutrition. So, with all due respect, fuck off and let me sit down on the bench and look behind me for a few seconds. Also, I hate that excuse that, like, vloggers use, where it's like, oh, you guys are mad that I recorded in this school? Well, get this, checkmate, yeah? I record everything, so it's okay. It's not like I'm just recording children. I'm gonna use that excuse next time I go swimming. Just attach a massive fucking GoPro to my chest and wander through the changing rooms like I fucking own the place. And if anyone comes up to confront me, I'll say, oh, don't worry, this has been on for like 2 weeks now. I'm getting everything. Come on, man. You think you're special with your 4-inch cock? You're like the 250th cock that I've got in the last hour. Don't flatter yourself, buddy.
I did not have a class. I had nothing but free time. Aside from the body cam that was already recording, everything else was recorded when I was alone. And as I explained to Lake Cormont when I first arrived, this was my very first time subbing ever. I had absolutely no idea that I couldn't record students, or else I definitely wouldn't have done it.
It's sort of like self-explanatory though. Like, you kind of just record students of the, like, it's just, why would you ever, like, you wouldn't need that explained to you. That's about as obvious as, like, if you're a waiter not to eat the food that you're waiting. And if you genuinely didn't know that, like, if you're a waiter and you genuinely didn't know that you weren't supposed to yam the mashed potatoes as you were handing them over to the person that you're serving, so you serve them half their fucking meal, and you get fired just because you are genuinely ignorant, that does not count as a valid excuse, in my opinion. Like, if you're that ignorant, if you're that dumb to genuinely believe that you should be allowed to, like, film these children without their consent, then, yeah, again, you deserve to be fired. You can't just plead ignorance here, in my opinion.
I would have honestly recorded myself if I knew it was an issue with recording students. I went on TikTok before I worked, and that's what I seen. I'm by far no predator or anything close to it. That is insane for it even to be put onto me. I truly just thought I was doing something good for the youth, like, honestly, and I was enjoying it.
What were you doing that was good for the youth? Calling a random girl shorty, that's what, and the kids were trying to take you down, and what, looking backwards on a fucking bench? How was that good for the youth? How was standing in your room like fucking Jack Black? What was his name? Like Schmarty or something from School of Rock? Mr. Blur or some shit. What was his I need to know his name now. Oh, Dewey Finn. Mr. Blur. That was way off. But yeah, she stood there like Dewey Finn, I guess, when the teacher walks in and he has to pretend that he wasn't just teaching the kids like some rock music shit, just with a piece of paper like, yes, yeah. Pythagoras, anyone? Like, if you genuinely showed yourself actually teaching the children without showing the children, maybe there could be an argument to be made that you were doing something good for the youth. I mean, even then, it's a fucking stretch. Just do your job and teach them without recording it. But, like, there's just no argument here. Like, what were you doing that could possibly be seen as good for the youth?
Like a video, but I've been receiving an awful amount of hate. I feel like it was necessary for me to clear my name up. I truly do apologize for how it may seem, but my slang and terminology is much different than yours. But none of the kids knew they were being recorded at any point.
That's not a good thing. Like, you're saying that as though that's like a plus. Like, oh, well, they didn't know they were being recorded. It's not on them. They weren't stressed on that. That's worse. Like, the fact they were being recorded, like, unbeknownst to them is that's way worse than if they knew.
For this, once again, I truly do, but I had no idea this was prohibited. I assure you that it would have not been posted. What I meant by shorty in the terminology, the kids were going to take me down were absolutely not what you guys took them as. Those kids were smaller than me, shorter than me, younger than me. They are shorties. They are young. That absolutely means nothing with flirting.
No, fuck off. No. That's not what shorty means. I'll be real, yeah. Shorty ain't a thing over here. No, I've not heard anyone call anyone shorty in the UK. Like, unironically. Like, it just isn't a thing. But that's not what it means, short. Like, I'll look it up. And I want to see if there is any definition of, like, oh, shorty means means someone who is short. Okay, I'll be real. This fucking, like, this Urban Dictionary shit is ass. An idiotic term used by asshats to describe an attractive young female. By Akbar, man. What do I even say to that? There's no solid definition. I'll be real. There's no solid definition, which makes sense. It is slang. Okay, look, I'll be charitable. I suppose, in a way, shorty means, like, shorty. What is this fucking content you're getting, man? Are any of you buying it? Do any of you buy that explanation? I personally don't. I think it's a lot more likely that she was using shorty as like a term of, oh, this girl looks good, as opposed to, oh, she looks young and short. Because that wouldn't even make sense. Like, she is short. She is shorter than most. She's like the same height as the students. So it wouldn't really make sense for her to be calling them short, if that makes sense.
I'm just much different from you guys. So I said the kids were going to take me down, as in a phrase of the kids all together. That absolutely did not mean anything sexual. That is sick to even think of that.
Wait, what do you mean all the kids together? What, take you down as in what, like rugby tackle you? What did you mean by that? There was no explanation there. At least with shorty, there was like, no, I was calling them short and childish. But with, oh, they're gonna take me down, there was fucking no explanation for it. You just went like, yeah, all I said was they were gonna take me down. Like, all of them were gonna take me down. Anyway, moving on. It's like, no, that is what we thought you said. What the fuck is going on, man?
The kids knew me. They were supporters of mine. So I say the kids were going to take me down. That means as the same way that supporters do anybody else that they support. I'm no different from them. I handle myself more than properly. I do have a fan base. I do have supporters. I do have people that know me. Those kids already had knew me previously. It was several kids coming up to me trying to see, am I that person? That's what I meant by take me down, all hassling me at once, is what I meant. Absolutely didn't mean anything sexual from kids. That is sick.
Yeah, again, I just don't buy it. There was no, like, inclination in the video at any point of, like, children or anyone in the school coming up to her and recognizing her. She's not a fucking celebrity or anything. And in context, like, you just called a girl shorty. You were saying, like, sheesh, making all these, like, strange noises, and then you said they were gonna take you down. Why would you randomly out of nowhere just go like, for no reason, oh, by the way, just for the record, these kids could probably take me in a fight if there were like 100 of them. Yeah, I just don't buy it. I don't think it makes any sense. I don't think she was like consciously trying to make a sexual joke. I just think that she didn't think it through properly and ended up making an inappropriate joke. She wasn't there pondering like, ooh, I'm really attracted to these children. Let me say something incredibly horrible here. I just think she genuinely didn't think it through enough and accidentally said something super inappropriate. And now she's trying to sort of walk back on that and come up with excuses.
Yeah, so they see me as somebody famous. They were all entouraging me at one time. That's what I meant. I find it sick that you guys would assume that I'd be saying that phrase in any other way. This was a voiceover I added way after I left the school.
Again, also, again, that girl who looked at you recording did not look excited to see you. None of them looked excited to see you. None of them paid any attention to you. They looked confused and worried and bewildered and befuzzled as to why they were being recorded. They weren't there like, ooh, it's the girl who makes clothing every now and then, and I don't know, actually. What the fuck does she do? Like, she's not famous. Like, she isn't famous.
And it was an additional voiceover. It was not recorded. On the videos, it was nothing saying I was cheering the school on. There was an additional voiceover that I added after I mashed the videos up. I am truly so sorry that you guys are not familiar with me or my terminology, but I absolutely meant no harm. The entire 2 days that I worked at Lake Carmel, I did nothing but my job. I was to myself. Not one single kid that could say that I did or said anything inappropriate my time at Lake Carmel those 2 days. It was truly just a misunderstanding. But now that I see with creating content, it's easy to misunderstand and misinterpret things because everyone is free to their own opinions. That doesn't mean just automatically mischaracterize me. Like, truly, like, honestly, you guys, I would truly have to be an idiot to know that I'm doing something wrong that would lead to this much and still do it. I absolutely did not know. What I said in a voiceover was absolutely not meant how you guys took it. I just talk very differently. My slang is different. I do realize that those are students and I am an adult. I should have been way more professional with my word choicing. But again, the kids had absolutely no clue there was an additional voiceover that I added on TikTok.
Yeah, again, that's not really a good thing at all. If anything, if you were talking as you were recording the videos, it would probably be less worrying for them because it's very clear, oh, she's filming something for this purpose, right? But you weren't saying anything, then you were genuinely just sat there like this. as a cheerleader group just walked past you, like doing their whole routine or whatever. It must have looked weird as fuck coming from a teacher, especially the brand new substitute teacher who looks young as fuck. Like, they're probably thinking, oh, this fucking young bucks come in and put us on their Instagram story or whatever, but maybe I don't really want to be put on their story. That's what I think. If a substitute teacher came in and they were young as hell, and they were also very new, and they were just recording out of nowhere, I would assume they were putting something up on their story or something. I wouldn't assume that I was being put on a fucking, like, day of the life TikTok in front of millions of people. And also that I was being called shorty, and that I was gonna take them down.
I was just in the moment being myself. I wasn't thinking inappropriately at all. I'm still learning.
It wasn't in the moment, though. Like, she says that in the moment she was being herself, but it wasn't in the moment. You went back and you recorded the whole thing. As in, like, you voice-overed it. That's not in the moment. You had time to write out your thoughts and, like, edit it all together and then put the video out.
I honestly, truly didn't know you guys. Like, I just didn't. It's no way that I would have posted it. I wasn't thinking inappropriate. So when you say that I said something inappropriate, it wasn't in a way that you assumed it, because I wasn't even thinking that way from the jump. But I truly, sincerely to the bottom of my heart, I do apologize to all of the parents and students at Lake Cormont. I actually loved you guys' school. I would have loved to work there. Like, I know you guys have mischaracterized me, but I am a great person. Like, I am a great person. Aside from the tattoos, I'm an excellent person.
That is what excellent people tend to say, by the way. Like, every excellent person I know makes it like a mission of theirs to tell everyone how excellent they are at every opportunity. I don't know about you, but if I meet someone and they tell me, by the way, I'm a good person. And I'm sat there like, oh, well, thank fuck, I finally met a good person. Like, usually when you meet someone new, you're feeling each other out for a little bit. Like, are they gonna be weird? Are they cool? What jokes can I tell? But they've broken the ice with, I'm a good person. I'm actually an excellent person, if you will. I'm sat there like, all right, you know what? Fair enough. Let me tell you my deepest, darkest secrets.
Once again, I absolutely meant no harm. I absolutely didn't. Again, and I just want you guys to, like, give me some grace. This is my first time subbing ever. You see, I'm a content creator. This is my first time subbing. I was trying something new.
It looks as though subbing isn't for you. Maybe you should try dubbing next time. Nazzle cut it so that, like, it cuts from the video to me telling that joke. But in reality, I paused it and, like, laughed and sat there for a solid 5 seconds like, am I really gonna fucking say this? And I did. I thought it was funny. Don't do that, by the way. Don't put a video out of you dumbing. It's just a joke, innit? Especially not around the children I'm begging at you.
Back to the kids, which I would have loved to do. I enjoyed myself the time I was there, but I'm fired.
Fucking mate Benson the Gumball Machine got her ass and fired her. Actually followed through on his promise for once.
Get her from around the kids, keep her from around the kids, man. I'm actually a great person to have around your kids. You get what I'm saying? Great mentor. Head always been on straight. Never been a loose screw. You get what I'm saying? Do not let the tattoos fool you. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all clearly mischaracterizing me.
Why is she always bringing up the tattoos? Also, again, like, if you want people to believe that you're a good mentor and, like, great around children, you can't just say it. Like, actions speak louder than words, and the actions that we've seen is you recording children without their knowledge or consent, and then posting it on your TikTok in front of millions of people, calling them shorty, and making strange, inappropriate comments that can be interpreted in very maniacal ways. Not saying you meant them like that, but they can be interpreted that way. And it's not, like, unreasonable for people to interpret them that way either.
Play ball. Active sports. Grades always been A1. Like, what y'all saying don't fit me, baby. I see how it may come across, but I'm not that freaky to be sitting up talking about kids like that. Like, genuinely, like, it just sick. I'm not an over-sexualized person. Like, I don't even do that with adults. I'm not gonna do that with kids, and let alone put that on my platforms. If my intentions were sick like that, why would I broadcast it across my page when I know I'm a content creator? That really don't make sense to me. It's like y'all think people don't make mistakes. I did not know, because why would I post it if I knew that I couldn't post kids? Regardless of the situation, my intentions were never bad, genuinely. Like, nothing inappropriate crossed my mind, like, at all. I'm not that type of person. Every day it's getting worse. Why are you guys constantly making this a thing if I've already got fired?
Yeah, I do believe that she genuinely didn't know, because that would be incredibly stupid. I mean, it's incredibly stupid either way, to be fair. I guess it wouldn't have been stupid if she knew. It just would have been, like, really malicious. Or malevolent, that's the word. It's like ignorant, but you are willingly ignorant. Okay, here's where things get, like, really fucking weird, though. I'm just gonna play this video. It won't really mean much to you, because Naz is going to have to... he's gonna have to blur a significant portion of it. She's wearing something that is, like, it's a little concerning considering her job as a substitute teacher for young children. Okay, wait. First of all, can we just circle back to that response video where she says, by the way, I'm not an over-sexualized person. I don't care about the shit at all. I'm basically a fucking broccoli with how asexual I am. Meanwhile, her, like, main form of content is her with a fucking strap-on like, humping the air and shit. I don't sexualize people. I don't even sexualize adults, but what I do sexualize is, oxygen. I mean, with content like this online, it's a miracle you even got the job to begin with. And just for the record, the strap has had to, like, obviously we've had to blur the strap. I'm sorry, I'm not showing you guys the fucking strap, but it's not, I don't want to watch this video, man. I'm not a fan of this content. Look at how serious her face is there as well. Like, this is just normal too, as though she hasn't, because the thing is, she's framed herself in a way where it's very fucking obvious where she wants your attention to be visually. You know, it's not subtle, but it's like, oh, you know, just getting ready, showing you my outfit, and my fucking massive cock just so happens to be in frame. I can't hide it, it's just that big, man. She might as well just be humping the camera with just how obvious this is. And again, like, this is also partly why recording the kids and putting them on this same account is such a bad idea. Like, you're obviously attracting a certain type of audience here, you know, as a very young looking person who is producing somewhat sexual content. I'm not saying it's like OF content or anything, but like, you are, it's not unreasonable to say that there is a sexual undertone here. Like, it's not fucking, let's not pretend as though the goal of this video isn't to show the strap off. And to, you know, expose that same audience to, like, actual children in this school. I don't want to, you know, over-dramatize what's going on here, but you can definitely understand why you would get fired for it and why you'd get shit online for it. Again, I don't think that she meant to be, like, this malicious fucking bad actor that was, like, making sexual jokes about the kids or whatever. I genuinely believe that she is just, like, really dumb and didn't think any of this through properly at all. People are saying that she wore the strap to school. I can't find any evidence of that, and I frankly don't believe it. Like, that would just be fucking insane. Here's their fundraiser here. As you may know, I'm the substitute teacher that was recently fired from teaching due to my TikTok. Due to the continued backlash, I've not only lost my job substitute teaching, but I've also lost my main job as DSP. I'm now jobless and homeless while in the process of relocating. I'm truly a great person with good intentions who made a bad mistake. Again, man, with this good person shit, like, I've never actually heard a good person say that they're a good person so much. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that people who make it this, like, much of a mission to say how much of a good person they are usually tend to not be the best people. That's pretty much everything that she has about this. I'm sure there are some other, like, wee tidbits in that, but it's difficult to find because everything's been fucking deleted and she's not too active on Instagram. I say give it a week until she does TikTok lives. But either way, I feel like we should have a look at some of the responses to this whole thing now, see how the internet is taking it, if that makes sense.
To come on here and say that kids are your supporters and you post content like this, I don't think this is going to give off the vibe that you're intending it to. Hey, so that doesn't make sense in the slightest. I'm strongly against labeling someone as a predator when there really is no real proof to that matter, because that really can ruin people's lives. However, I need y'all to start thinking very carefully before y'all come on here and speak, especially when you're defending yourself against those predatory allegations. Because for everyone on this app to be accusing you of being a predator and your response is to come back here and say that, oh, these kids are my supporters, that's my fan base, I'm famous to them, they finna take me down because they fangirling over me. That's weird. Me as a grown adult, if kids were fangirling over me, I would be so uncomfortable, because why are y'all that invested into me as an adult? And why are you okay with kids being so heavily supportive and invested into you and your content, which really is not appropriate for children, let alone children that you are trying to educate? But let's circle back, because like I said, y'all need to stop trying to defend yourself so quickly, because every time y'all come on here to defend yourselves, you prove everyone's point and make it look even worse than what it did in the beginning.
That's kind of a W take, to be fair. Like, I understand, I appreciate that she didn't go as far as to call her a predator. I think it is a lot more appropriate to say that she was just inappropriate and wasn't thinking properly. I also did mention about, like, how, yeah, the content that she's making is not appropriate for children. It's not gonna fucking traumatize them by any means, but it's not appropriate. Like, you wouldn't have, if you walked in on your kid watching something like that with the strap on, you wouldn't be too pleased. Especially if you then found out that they're actually a teacher at the fucking school they go to. There are a lot of people who are going that far, though, and calling her, like, a straight-up groomer, so I guess we'll hear them out.
Got a new hustle unlocked. They got it going on at this junk. They stay bound, okay then. Damn, shorty.
Now, if she's looking at those children the same way that Stacy's mum was being looked at, it's not a good look.
Jeez. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young, I look like one of them.
Everything that she has said and done are all red flags that point to her being a groomer, and I hope you all realize that. She's probably far more dangerous than you think she is.
All right. Off the bat, this is mental. Like, I think this is too far. We're gonna watch it, we'll hear this person out, but I think this is way too far. Everything she has said points to her being a groomer. Again, let's hear her out.
Well, she called it a hustle. I don't give a fuck how you talk. When you're an adult, you don't speak that way when it comes to working with kids. At minimum, she knew she wasn't supposed to be recording those kids. She was just more concerned about getting off on their reaction of her. Saying she lets them do what they want while flexing a little bit of swag. She's trying to be their little friend. She made that clear when she was recording them and then reacting to what one of the girls looked like while saying that she herself looks young. So she's trying to simulate herself to kids.
I don't think that's not her trying to groom the children though. That is just her that's just her trying to be like the cool young trendy teacher who's like down with it and like, you know, has a decent friendly relationship with the kids as opposed to like the big grouchy adult that the kids don't really like. Like she clearly wants to be the sort of teacher that children are excited. Like, oh, we have a substitute teacher. I hope it's her. I've forgotten her actual name, but like you understand what I'm saying here, hopefully. And I understand how some people can interpret that as like more inappropriate than I am laying it out as. And maybe there is like some sort of overlap between her behavior and the behavior of groomers, but I don't think that you can look at this in good faith and go, her intention here was to groom children. I think that is insane. And I do think it's important, like when you criticize people like this, to put there needs to be a ceiling to the criticism. Like, you cannot go too far, because it sort of deads every other criticism that you have for them. Like, the second you call them a groomer, I feel as though everything else you say is invalid. Because if you're willing to go that far, then I feel as though your opinions are to be taken with a grain of salt on most subjects. It's like with the DoorDash girl from a couple of videos ago. Anyone who genuinely, like, was making a confident statement that she opened the door, and it was, like, only a smidge open to begin with, and that she herself opened it and entered the house, anyone who confidently said something like that, their credibility is dead in my opinion. Like, they can't be trusted. Everything that they're to say needs to be taken with a huge grain of salt, because they clearly don't do any fucking research and they believe TikTok comments. Like, that is their research.
And she was recording them and they all looked visibly uncomfortable. And when she tried to clear things up by saying, well, I didn't say that in the moment, it was a voiceover, that's worse. Her main focus was being able to vibe with the kids as if she was a kid and nothing else. That's how groomers get them to let their guard down and get comfortable, especially if the adult looks and acts like they can blend in. And I'm willing to bet that she uses her clothing line as an excuse to keep in contact with a lot of them.
No evidence for that at all. Like, you kind of just say shit like that. No hate towards this girl at all. Like, I'm not saying go fucking send her hate or anything, but like, I just completely disagree with this characterization.
It's safe enough to gaslight the fuck out of you if you try to expose them. This was not, as she called it, one little mistake. It was yet another lesson to let her know that she needs to switch up her strategy. And I say another lesson because I'm pretty sure she's done this before. The only thing that was probably different was the environment.
I'd be interested to see what you guys think about this. I personally think this is a bit far, but if I'm like the unpopular opinion there, then definitely be sure to let me know. I'll say it again, I just think she was incredibly silly and wasn't thinking at all when making statements such as, they got it going on at this school, damn shorty, they're gonna fucking take me over or whatever. It's just horrible. But if she was genuinely trying to like groom them or whatever, why would she be that obvious about her grooming and post it for millions to see? Like, the only reason you would post a video like that saying shit like that is if you didn't mean anything sexual by it. Because if you did, you wouldn't be so dumb to post shit like that online about the children. But again, definitely be sure to let me know if you think I'm wrong here. And that's not me defending her or saying that like what she's done is good by any means. I just don't think we can take it that far and call her a groomer or like a predator.
See, a lot of you are asking the wrong questions. First of all, why are you wearing a body cam at school? Like, is that a requirement or are you just wearing it for fun? Like, and second, are you not self-aware enough to know when kids are laughing at you? Because from my point of view, they was lisping and keying in the back. They weren't looking at you like they was trying to get at you or whatever the hell you was trying to say. And lastly, was this your first job? It had to have been, because anytime you go to a professional setting, like, it's like you know what the tone is. This gives that you've never worked a professional job a day in your life. And this one is for all my lesbian moms with kids. Just because she's a woman doesn't mean your kids are safe with her. She just showed. Some of these women are weird as hell too. But y'all be safe. It's getting weird as hell out here.
That's facts. I like that take. That's because, like, when you think about it, there's no job where you walk in on your first day and start vlogging it. Unless you're a literal vlogger, but no one's, there's not really a first day on the job as a vlogger. Like, I used to work at a hospital, and I could not imagine walking in on my first day and being like, I don't know, recording cancer patients without their knowledge or consent and going like, oh, damn, this cancer patient going on, you know. I don't know about you guys, but she's all I want, and I've waited for so long. I worked in oncology, for context, not as a nurse. I see some people getting, like, misdirected there. I was not a nurse. Like, look at me. I'm a fucking commentary. You think I was a nurse? I was just that twat at the desk who, like, I had some medical knowledge. I cooked for a little bit, but I was not a fucking qualified nurse by any means. My main thing was just, like, admin and that. This is not relevant to the video at all, but I had to clear that up because I'm seeing, like, comments calling me an ex-nurse and shit. I do not want that to be, like, a thing that people believe, because it's not true. For me to portray myself as a nurse would be a huge disrespect to genuine nurses out there. A lot of which are probably watching this channel, so, big ups to you. You look fucking amazing in your scrubs, mate.
And to that stud that got fired as a substitute teacher that's on here acting confused about why she got fired, you need to be thankful that all they did was fire you. Because they needed to call in people and have you added to that list. Talking about some sheesh. Let me get out of here before one of these kids get me in trouble. As you're recording a child's body as they're walking.
Yeah, it's fucked. It is fucked, like. But you gotta get her arrested for that. Like, a firing is the best case scenario here. Like, there's no law that prohibits you going sheesh to a child. It's weird, it's fucked, it's inappropriate. But it's not like, you know, it's not arrest worthy. Imagine, like, you can't put this fucking lassie in jail with, like, actual predators for that.
Like, is you cool? And then you talk about, oh, it was my first day. I didn't know I could record the kids. Well, did you know that you couldn't speak inappropriately of them? Like, at the very least. And if I'm not mistaken, on your lunch break, you was definitely doing something you shouldn't be doing on your lunch break. Like, yo, is y'all cool for real? And then you blatantly said that I'm not going to have my students doing nothing for real. Do you know how hard it is to get fired as a substitute teacher? On your first day? Now, if you ask me, I feel like them people ain't doing enough. Because you shouldn't be allowed within a certain amount of feet from a playground or a schoolhouse.
Okay, I think that's a bit far. I think that they did enough. I think that her getting fired is the proportionally correct retaliation to the behavior that she displayed. But it's not like I don't understand this line of argument either. You know, I get it. I do get it. I just don't agree with it, if that makes sense. But again, that's not like chatting shit about these people at all. I do get it. And yeah, it must be like some sort of wild record to get fired on your first day as a sub.
That substitute teacher that was fired on her first day was not ready to step foot in no classroom. Getting told that you look like one of the students is not the compliment that you thought it was. They were saying that you look childish. It wasn't giving professionalism, is what they're saying. Why are we wearing big chains to go sub a classroom? Are you coming to teach or are you coming to impress? And can we talk about the damn shorty?
Yeah, that's true, to be fair. Like, she was not going in there to, like, actually try and do her job as a substitute teacher. She was going in there specifically for the vlog, right? To be buddy-buddy with the kids and be, like, a cool person, not someone who's genuinely passionate about teaching whatever subject she was being subbed in for. Which is why she definitely deserves to be fucking fired. Like, you cannot be acting like that. If you go to school as a teacher, then teach. That's what you should do. That's what you should want to do. You shouldn't be more focused on taking videos of you at the bench looking behind you. And your dumbass chain is so dumb. That chain sucks.
That you were recording, that you should have never been recording in the first place. There's no way. And then you follow it up with sheesh. Truthfully, if you never ended up back into a classroom again, I wouldn't be upset. And lastly, I understand everybody wants to be a content creator, but we have to understand there's time and there's place. Recording like that on your first day is crazy work. Recording yourself putting your feet up on this teacher's desk is also crazy work. Recording the students, also crazy work. That was your first day and you did too much.
Yeah, she's a fool. She's a fucking fool. Like, could you not at least given it a week? At least, like, I don't know, 2 days, maybe? Maybe fucking 1 day? Could you not have recorded your second day there? It's just complete dribble on her end. Like, yeah. There's not really much to say. Like, this is one of the few situations where I feel as though she has done something bad and she got what she deserved in return. That's why there's not really anything to be mad at. There's not like an injustice here, if that makes sense. Like, it's actually a pretty circular and complete story that also happens to be fucking ridiculous enough for me to cover because it's insanely hilarious how dumb she is. Like, there was no training course for her to step it. Like, she definitely wasn't trained in any way, shape, or form. I'm so confused, once again, at how she actually got the job. Anyway, let's continue watching, eh?
As a mother, putting myself in that situation, if you step to me, baby, we gonna be tussling. Do not reach out to those folks, because the only logical reason that I can think of that you would even want to speak to these people is to maybe ask them to come out and make a statement that makes you look better. And again, that is the most predatory thing I have ever seen. Leave those people alone. You have done enough. And then you verbatim said, I'm a great person to have around your kids. Why are you so dead set about being around these kids?
Now, you know, it's a bit, when you say it like that in that context, it does sound weird. Like, actually, no, I'm great to have around. If you have a kid's birthday party, I should be first on that list. That doesn't help your case as much as you probably think it does, lady. And in terms of reaching out to like the students and parents of the students or whatever in the school, yeah, I would imagine that the only reason she would do something like that is for good press and so that they could make, you know, decent statements about her. I don't think she's genuinely reaching out to them because she just feels so bad, so sorry for publishing them in her video. Like, she probably genuinely doesn't see it as a big deal still, but is just doing it all for optics. Again, I wouldn't exactly call that predatory, I would just call it scummy.
And then you keep saying every day we are making it worse. No, every time you open up your mouth to utter a word, you're making it worse. Like, this is the point in the story where you just dip off and disappear from social media, babe, because everything that you're saying is literally making you sound worse and worse and worse and worse. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely agree on that point. This is like, it sounds so like cliche to say because it's pretty much the ending of every Dankyjabo video, but this is someone who should probably stay off the internet for a while. You know, go frolic in the fields for a little bit, enjoy life, enjoy nature. Not everything is TikTok and get ready with me videos and day in my life videos and strap-ons whilst you fucking hump the air videos.
Also, apparently it's because she has tattoos. Baby, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, she's right. No one gives a fuck about the tattoos. I don't know why she's so insistent that she, like, keeps bringing up the fucking tattoos. We literally could not care fucking less about those things. By the way, I think that's about it for this video. Like, I don't want to go through too many responses. The main meat of this video was the actual situation itself. I don't think she was hard done by it all. I actually genuinely believe that she was treated really fairly considering what she had done. Like, anything less would have been too light on her, anything more probably would have been too harsh on her. I think some of the public are taking it a bit too far, but, you know, what else is new? But again, I think that's pretty much it for this video. So, actually, before I end, apparently the new Chainsaw Man movie is really good. Maybe I should give that a watch. That could be like my gateway into anime again. You know, you man have been trying to get me into it for ages. My friend recommended me this one called like Dan or something like that. I'm not too sure exactly what to expect with a title like that, but apparently I'm hearing very good things about this Chainsaw Man movie. I have seen the first season. I wasn't crazy about it, but like, everyone's saying that this new film's genuinely fucking great. So I'll tell you what, if I do watch it, which I will, I'll tell you what, I'll watch it and I'll post my thoughts on my second channel, the Shepherd Boy channel, which might be in the need for a wee brand, or at the very least a different username. Maybe not though. I do quite like Shepherd Boy. If that's something you should be interested in, then give me a shout. It wouldn't be like optimized for YouTube at all. It would just be sort of like intimate, vloggy, sort of just me sitting down having a chat with like not much concern for views at all. Like, it's just sort of a between me and you sort of thing. As in anyone who actually bothers to watch the fucking videos. Whereas here, everyone is obligated to watch every video and like and subscribe and comment lovely things. If this video does not get 8 billion views, I will be sorely disappointed. On that note, once again, thank you all for the support. Subscribe to the channel. 300k by the end of the year. I'm knuckling that down. I'm holding that down. Let's fucking get to it. And yeah, fuck yeah. See you later. Bye.